tired of talking about how hard engineering education is. Let's go play with the Legos.
So why is it that we all get so scared at the mere mention of engineering? The fact is that we all start out as engineers. We were all born to create, discover, learn, build. But something happens along the way. Somehow, somewhere, we get turned off. Students, teachers, parents, they're all intimidated by it. And because of that, the educational system is suffering, our innovation force is suffering, and our society is suffering. Our goal is to take the scary out of engineering using Legos. Using Legos, we can translate complex mechanisms into complex concepts in engineering into real working mechanisms so that anyone can be an engineer. Our product is to provide a complete teaching solution, offering curriculum that allows the teacher to actually teach and the tools for the student to actually learn. Our product will specifically be a teaching manual for educators, an instructional booklet for students, as well as the Legos to create and learn with. We keep children engaged and excited about learning by offering a virtual learning experience while combining a hands-on multisensory approach. We're looking into getting involved to entering the educational market, specifically focusing on getting this product into educational institutions. And the way that we're going to get into schools and raise product awareness is by leveraging educational relationships, by participating in robot competitions, getting involved in the STEM community, and utilizing social media outlets. We're currently talking to Southwestern Indian Polytechnic Institute, as well as other high-level institutes who want to adopt this product into their curriculum as a tool to recruit and retain students. The competitive landscape is very fragmented, being composed of many small entities and one large one, being Lego education. Our advantage is that we provide the curriculum that promotes the fundamental understanding of principles in engineering, as well as having mechanisms that are inspired from actual industry applications. We can offer this product at a price point that is far lower than what Lego offers, while still maintaining a healthy margin. So during this 3-day work frenzy, we've actually accomplished an incredible amount. We fleshed out a viable business model. We have developed a concept to deliver our curriculum in a digitized version as well as in a hardback form. And we have also identified a couple needs. We're looking into acquiring an educational specialist, a tech writer, and of course funding in order to further the development of the curriculum. In addition to that, we've done a tremendous amount of user experience research during this time. And so let's listen to an actual user.
Hi, I'm Taylor, I'm 14. I'm going to be a freshman this coming school year, and I've been working with this group throughout the weekend. And yesterday we actually had a group of kids come in and test the product. And they came in, they were playing with them and clicking them together and seeing how they work, and it was so fun watching them. And they're actually watching right now, so hi guys. And just the whole thing that you could really connect with these Legos because it's a universal language. Everyone has played with Legos. We've talked to educators, teachers. We've talked to one of the members and leaders of a homeschool robotics league that said this is needed. This is what we want to do. We want to connect the engineering things into what we're doing. We want to make it less scary, something that's relatable, something that I can grasp. I mean, I would love to have this curriculum in my school, honestly, because it's so much fun. It's something you want to do, something that you can relate to, something that you can, have it in the real world as well. And this is my question. Will you help us get this off the ground?
Thank you.
You'll take questions.
Oh, yes. Oh, right, okay.
All right, I've got a question.
Yes.
So I love this. My daughter was in the Lego Robotics League this year. I am a big believer in what this can do. Good job, Taylor. It's awesome. But my question is, you said that you could get the product for less than what Lego sells it for, which I don't understand. How do you do that?
So
Maybe I misunderstood you.
I understand where your confusion could come from. So Lego Education, their biggest product is Lego Mindstorms, which is a robot. And robots are incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
They market for about $500 because you're talking about the robotics, the programming, the controller, the software. And so what we offer is the bricks, which we buy from them, but the curriculum that we develop. And so we cut out the high cost of technology by making it real and applicable and simple.
So that's what you, because you're buying it from Lego though, so you're buying it wholesale and selling it.
And really, we're not in the brick business, we're in the curriculum business.
Right.
So, yes.
I actually love this as well because you can take some real engineering concepts and actually bring them down to lower, to younger and younger children. My question though is, because you're doing a curriculum, a lot of the things you talked about were like maybe like STEM, like almost extracurricular. How do you get it into the curriculum with different standards, Common Core standards that are now coming down and things like that, to actually get it engaged into the classroom?
That is something that we have been looking into, and it is a real concern. That's one of the big things about the educational system, is that it's all determined by standardized testing. And so one of the ways that we've talked about that is by doing a worksheet, a discovery kind of worksheet, where the students, after building these mechanisms, learn to actually, they demonstrate the principles. And so by doing that, you demonstrate the math, the engineering, the concepts behind it, and hopefully that will play into meeting standards and exceeding standards.
And that educational specialist, maybe that's the person that would connect the concepts to the standards wherever they may be, statewide, or if they could get to Common Core.
Exactly. Yes.
I really like it a lot, and I think your pitch is fantastic. You know, I think you definitely won over the audience. But I think that it would have been neat to show a 30-second demonstration in terms of how Legos relate to engineering, A. And second, and I think you're going to need that to really sell it. And second, I think there are a lot of roadblocks in trying to get this as curriculum into the school systems. I mean, just the National Teachers Association or the NEA, okay, things like that. At the end of the day, you might find that there's a great retail play where parents drop off their kids at the mall in an area, and they're doing this for points that could be used against iPads and Apple products, and I think that's really real, really interesting. But I think that the core is there.
Goldie blocks.
Goldie blocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's cool.
So I mean, like we said, there is several other competitors. What separates us is that these are actual industry mechanisms. These are solutions to commercial problems that have been developed by an engineering professor. And so it's not, you know, just bricks. These are real. These can be seen in industry. When you go outside and look anywhere, you can see the mechanisms that we have developed.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Step outside, you'll get a little
You guys ready?
Hi there, this is Pour Me, an app which links local users to local beer. I want to introduce my team real quick. Our team has over 55 years experience in 3 cutting-edge languages, marketing and business development. So to give you a little bit of background here, The craft beer market in 2012 exceeded $12 billion. That's up half from 2000, it's up double from 2007. So approximately 45% of craft brew drinkers said that they wanted to find out some more information. So we've got this growing market, but we don't have any information getting out to the consumers who need it. And the brewers that actually produce the beer think that the marketing that traditional distributors are doing for them is pretty poor. They handle it poorly. So we took a look at that and said, hey, who's drinking craft brew around here? And there are approximately 172,000 millennials here in the state of New Mexico. Millennials drink quite a bit of beer. They're aged from about age 25 to 52, and they are young, they are affluent, and they want to appear sophisticated and unique to their friends. And craft beer does that. So one of the challenges that we have here is, I want a specific brew, but how do I find that? And that's what our app addresses. You can go and take a search, and it's kind of hard because you're using different search engines and you're really finding breweries, but not beer, and I want a particular beer. So how do we answer that question? And the solution to that, you just need to pour me a beer already. So Pour Me is a mobile geolocation app that uses a person's phone GPS to link them with brews nearby. It's a freemium model, and it allows users to interact and share and review beers within their social networks. We actually have a live demonstration real quick that we want to show you.
So what we've built this weekend is a mobile web app that you can try on your smartphone with any kind of advanced web browser, iOS, Android, whatever. Try it out this evening. I'll try and bring it up. And what you can do on it is we have a search engine. You can go to a search engine, type in a beer you're interested in. Any name, Pilsner, etc. Let's just say brewery, everything up. You will see pictures of happy people drinking beer and whatnot. If you want to see more information about the beer, you can go ahead and click on any of these items. It will bring up information about the beer, including reviews, what users had reviewed that beer for you. If you click on user, you can see what kind of awards they won. Like say they're on a quest to try all the IPAs, they'll be the IPA king. What you can do this evening next is add your own drink that you are having. If you click add a drink, you can use your camera smartphone to take a photo of whatever you're drinking. Fill in the drink name, where you're drinking it. Any other tags you think could be useful, like is it a Pilsner? You think it's hoppy? You think it's a dark, cloudy, etc., etc. Go ahead and give it a rate. What we use are actually supposed to be like mugs. So more mugs, the more happy you are. Go ahead and post it, and you will be on the web. And yes, we built this. You can go and try it from scratch. You can try it at pourme.co.
Okay, so we have a product, we have this need, but do customers really like it? And we see that there are two different types of customers. One, you've got the consumers, the millennials that are beer drinkers, and they want to be able to find the beers, go out and drink them and share them. And we also want loyal people to go out and be able to find the beers that they like. So we received some good customer validation on that. The second side are breweries. How do you get brewery buy-in? As I mentioned earlier, there's this tension between local breweries who are fed up with traditional marketing channels because distributors are not providing the marketing that they're looking for. So we believe that this app will provide some disruptive innovation and actually transfer power from traditional marketing channels back to the consumer or back to the brewer. Basically, we have a plan to roll out. We want to include some unique in-brewery advertisements, like coasters that will set down in front of people. We want to go out and get some personal connections at beer fests, integrate social media and industry partnerships. We have two sets of a revenue model. First one here, we want to partner with breweries where they actually pay us to get a page on there. We want to provide advertisements for brew clubs where we would actually get paid for those advertisements. Revenue sharing similar to like a Foursquare, and provide platforms for linking home brewers. The second one is this future expansion, which would be an in-app purchase, which provides a lot more user ability and would provide much needed cash flow.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi guys.
Your revenue share, is it, you envision it coming primarily from the brewery companies itself and their bars?
Right. Breweries, a glass of beer costs about a quarter glass to 50 cents glass. So we'd be able to get some revenue sharing from coupons or maybe even food coupons. We'd be able to skim off that, but the coupons would come from the breweries themselves.
You got anything in those growlers?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was our creative juice last night.
Hand out samples.
I don't know, I think you should have saved that for the judges.
I
That was a
agree,
strategic
yes.
error on your part.
Yes, sir.
So while you were presenting, I just did a quick iPhone app search for craft beers. Okay, and there were 168 apps that popped up, and the first 10 I looked at have a GPS locator and allow you to start integrating information. What's going to make you all different?
Well, the difference that will differentiate us from other apps is the geolocation feature. But you pull up your phone and you activate the GPS. You'll be able to tell where the closest brew is. So we're not talking about breweries. We're talking about individual brews. So I know that Marble's right down the street, but I also know that Anodyne is right around the corner. If I want a double white from Marble, I can either go to Marble or I can just walk the 2 blocks to Anodyne. And that's how our app differentiates itself.
One of the things you said I thought was really interesting, this aside, you talked about home brewing.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a market opportunity there. I didn't see any of the apps specific to folks that like to brew at home and have an exchange between them, so there might be something there.
Definitely. We thought we could organize an event that would bring homebrewers around to connect with the different markets. Anything else?
Just one more. Who do you envision being most receptive initially, microbrews or some of the major beer brands?
Well, we want to keep this local, small scale. The few breweries that we've talked to seem really on board. So to answer your question, I think microbreweries instead of the larger ones. I mean, definitely not excluding them, but these little breweries have a hard time marketing as it is. And anytime that we can get users connected with beer, it'd be a good idea.
So craft brew has exploded in the last 5 years. How much growth do you continue to see, or do you expect? How much further can it grow?
I'm not sure about particular numbers. You know, we're coming out of the recession. In the last 5 years, we were in a deep recession, and it almost doubled in 5 years. So I would expect it to double in the next 5 at a minimum.
That's great news.
If users are able to use your app to pull information out of it, what's the incentivization for a user to put information back into it? Because if I have Facebook, I have Twitter, and I have those feeds where I already have a lot of connections to my friends.
Right. This app aggregates the different. It integrates the brew pub experience. So you can go and search for brews and log in and post your first brew. And after that, we want you to share it with your friends to get back. If you do an in-app purchase like that, you'll be able to do some unique things like we'll let you know if there's a special going around on a brewery next to you. We'll provide some extra information about the scene, so you get food and music information. So there's a little bit of buy-in on the after the user is committed to the app.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
John, can we get internet help?